Nephew, let me show you something. Nephew, let me show you something. Hey, let me show you something.
Welcome back to another episode of the Full On Unk Podcast, man. Was not intending for this episode to be this way. I actually recorded the episode. It was going to be all fun and giggles and laughs. And then life happened. So this episode is just going to be about life. This is going to be some advice from your friendly neighborhood unk. For my guys out there, before you have kids, make sure you have dealt with your own shit. Man. So I'm pretty good about like my ego, like checking my ego at the door. I don't let my ego drive me. I've like killed my ego because ego is the death of man. So, and I'm not somebody who lives vicariously through my kids. I've done everything that I've ever wanted to do. I wanted to be a college athlete, did that. A very successful career. I toured doing comedy. I am like doing all of the things that I wanted to do. I don't have very many regrets in life, but I caught myself in this loop with my son because he's playing lacrosse and he's good at it. And I remember being a young athlete. I was always like a good athlete, but I was lazy. And so with my son, I'm like, I see it in him and I want him to be great. And so I'm like, you don't have a choice in the matter. You're going to be great. And I pushed him and I push him, and he's young, he's 7. So I'm pushing him and I'm like, you start early, you be great. So it's lacrosse, right? I got a joke about it. He really did play lacrosse, or does, or it's up in the air right now. So he always tell me, like, before we go to practice, I don't want to go to practice. I hate lacrosse. I don't really like this. I don't want to do this, but I force him to. And it all kind of came to a head this last Monday. Like this Monday I record typically on Sundays and release on Mondays. And we had an early morning, like, scrimmage, play group thing at 8 a.m. And we go up there. He doesn't really want to play. Like, he's not into it at all. Like, he's just standing around. He's not playing. And normally he's getting into it. He's trying to score everything. Like, he's actually very good. And I just caught myself getting pissed off. Like, beyond normal levels of being pissed off. Like, I was getting pissed. And it's for multiple reasons, right? Like, we're the only black family there. My wife isn't there, so it's just me and Kadir. And so then I'm low-key getting embarrassed because I hear, the whisperings, like, oh, that kid doesn't really know what he's doing. And I'm like, he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want to fucking play. So I'm getting pissed. He's not trying. Coach takes him off the field. Then he's like, doesn't really want to get off the field. He's like walking over as slow as humanly possible, just doing everything that he knows would piss me off. And so then the game ends and I'm like, what are you doing? And I found myself getting so mad. And then afterwards, right, like, we left. He was supposed to be playing in like 3 or 4 games. We played in the first one and I was just like, you don't want to be here. Let's go. Like, we're done. And I see the look on his face. And it is the same exact look that I have had 1,000,000 times with my dad. The same exact look. Because I have really struggled with my dad, like, never telling me that he was, like, proud of me until I was a grown-ass man. So I decided, like, very early, like, I'm going to make sure my son knows that I am proud of him. And so I say it all the time, just so he hears it, so he can grow up knowing that his dad was proud of him. And he always asks me, like, well, why? Like, why? Why? He, like, very inquisitive, very smart kid. Really smart. Like, he's a genius. He legit is a genius. And that plays into this next part. But he always asks, he would just ask me, like, why? And he, like, it really feels like he doesn't believe it. Because he feels like he hasn't done anything that's, like, worthy of being proud of, is my guess, right? So we are there, and I can tell that he is putting the pieces together like, oh, you're mad at me and you're not proud of me. And I told him that I was disappointed in him, and I could just see his face in this moment of like I'm not like worthy of love or care. And in the moment I was so mad about other stuff, and it took me a while to really like calm down and figure out what it was. And it was me, because I was having a conversation with my brother, my twin brother, and I was just like, bro, I'm mad because he excels in academics and it's not enough. Like, not only like he's taking like his MAP testing, which is like the nationwide test that they compare you to your peers. He is 7 in the second grade and will graduate as a 17-year-old. We started him early. And with that, he is still testing in the top 95th percentile for math and English, like reading and writing comprehension. And that alone is a thing that any parent would be proud of. And I am proud of that, right? But I had to have my son be an athlete. And my brother asked me the question, was like, why? And I was like, I felt so shitty and guilty because like he had to be an athlete. And it was like, why is him not being intelligent enough? And then my brother was like, well, why? Why does he need to be an athlete? And I was like, because it is an outward expression of greatness. Like, everybody else can see that he's great. Academics are quiet. It is quiet success. In sports, it's loud and it's out front and everybody can see them be great. And I had to dig deep and go, why do I care if other people, and it has nothing to do with other people. It had everything to do with me as my inner child trying to be an athlete to give my dad something to be proud of me for. And that fucked me up on a massive level. When I tell you, I am not a person to cry. Like, I cried for so long because I saw myself in that moment. When I go back and I think about how Kadir felt in that moment, it was myself trying to make my dad proud. And all of the work that I do to try to undo my own trauma and heal my inner child through parenting my own child, I caused so much harm. So much harm by trying to force him to do this thing to make my dad proud. And I'm so proud of my son for who he is and the person that he is and the intellectual being that he is, that I let my own inner trauma screw that up. And I felt so bad and still feel so bad because he never wanted to play lacrosse, and I forced him to because that was my idea of what I wanted for him. So young dads, please deal with your own stuff. Deal with your trauma. Deal with your generational curses. You know, my dad never had anybody tell him that they were proud of him. And I sent my dad a text like stupid early, like this morning or whatever, because Monday was, I came to the realization that like my dad never had that. And so I was like, I'm going to be the person to tell my dad that I'm proud of him for the person that he became, because his story is crazy and he's been through so much. And to make it to the other side and be a quality dad that he is was a blessing. Anyways, studio's acting crazy right now. But I didn't really want to record that, and I don't know. This podcast was supposed to be something that was funny, and I just had that on my heart, and I felt like I should share. Yeah, dads, just be great to your sons, so we can have a generation of healthy black men. That's all. That's this episode. No tea today. Feel like that was hot enough tea for y'all.